Good day, people. Good day to all. Good evening. Good morning. Good night. It depends where you're watching from. Um, Today's message is all about breaking news coming in from Russia. Actually, the news came in from British Mirror news platform. Um, what they are trying to inform the world is all about the issues going on in Russia. Many people are at their home or sitting down in their parlor, as I'm doing now, watching televisions and relaxing with their families without knowing that things may get hot in other part of the world. You know that the Western nation have been trying to demoralize or to molest Russian Federation. And the most funniest part of it is that the Europeans are following the United States, you know, in those games. US is living almost 8 to 9,000, or maybe if I'm not mistaken, up to 10 to 15,000 kilometers away from Europe, you know, and they are trying to instigate problem. Since last month, I am getting a lot of updates from Ukraine and mostly Ukraine part of the side. They are informing people, telling people how the British are now fortifying their militaries in Ukraine. Americans have sent in their combat troops into Ukraine in the pretext of training and advising Ukrainians on how to combat terrorism. Canada have sent in their military. All things that they are sending in are not normal military personnel. They are sending in combat troops. And these things have been going on like the way it happens before. If most of you can be able to recall what happened in Georgia, also neighboring Russia before, about South Ossetia and all those things. Um, but today it's getting hot because the Ukrainian Navy ship have tried to break into Russian territory. And the Russians tried to push them back. The news was folding around afternoon time. And this evening, the latest news that is just coming in now is that the Russian side opened fire. I don't know who opened fire the first time, but the British news that was breaking the news said that the Russian Navy opened fire on Ukrainian Navy that tried to break into their territory or the territorial waters. After warning and warning shot, they ignored and proceed. And you know that Ukrainian government or most of their MPs have openly called on Ukrainian people to sabotage Russian newly built bridge that connected Crimean Peninsula with the Russian mainland, and calling on terrorism, advising people to participate in act of sabotage. All the Western worlds keep quiet. Nobody came out to criticize those things. You know, my anger lies on my family, you know, and many people will say that what is your problem there? Allow them to kill themselves, allow them to do whatever they like. If these guys mixed up with this their continent, we in Africa will become slave because they will migrate to Africa with full force because their side is now contaminated. That's why I'm raising my voice to tell the European politicians America is far away from the European continent. If anything goes wrong in Europe, we are the ones that are going to suffer it. America want to pull out of this INF treaty that they signed with Gorbachev. Where are they going to deploy their nuclear weapons is in Europe. You understand? They will not deploy those weapons in Alaska. They will bring that weapon in Germany, in Italy, in Poland, Latvia, and all those fucking rubbish areas that we allow them to play their games. They would they will tell you that they are all of them are NATO. Yes, we all are NATO. But under the umbrella of NATO, America is carrying on their secret agenda, moving, doing their things, provoking, trying to provoke war in European continent, which is very, very wrong. I don't know the type, what America want on this planet. You are building every blessed day new base in Africa. You have built bases in all part of the planet. Now, it's now the Russian territory that is more lucrative. All corner of Africa is war. Caused by who? Caused by the same people that are coming to bring peace for Africa. Gaddafi opened his mouth and advised Africans for unity. Let us unite ourselves and create a common market. Create our own money. They give him allegation. They turn Libya to worse than Afghanistan. Today, all the whole regions living within Libya are facing the heat. All the whole armory of Gaddafi is now floating around the entire African continent. This one is just the beginning. And now they are here in Europe cooking for a new war, pushing Ukraine to go after Russia. Russia is not a country. Russia is a federation. Half of a continent of Europe is Russia. And if war breaks out, Russia will nuke Germany, Russia will nuke Italy, Russia will nuke France, Russia will nuke UK. Even though you nuke Russia, Russia still have enough territory to move over to that you will not be able to contaminate. They are vast and large. They will nuke United States, and all these motherfuckers that are playing politics with the life of the people will now use their resources and the military might to press on Africa to relinquish their territories for them. Quote me right, they will do it. They will do it. All this mess that they are doing in Europe, the last person that will suffer for it is Africa. Everybody just keep quiet. It's none of our business. It's Russia, it's US. It will touch us. I have family here in Europe. We have families here all over. And our families are going to get involved. We have children, they may get hurt. We also have families that after America went and destroyed Libya, went and destroyed Syria, destroyed Iraq, now they are float of terrorists disturbing entire Europe. How many terrorists that are killing people in France, killing people in Belgium, killing people in Germany have harmed anybody in US? Europeans are the most foolish. I don't know the type of occupation. Look, you guys, if you don't know how to do it, get out of that office and allow we, the foreigners, to take over the politics of Germany. And we will do it more than the German people. I will tell the United States people, look, US, game is over. War is over. We are no longer enemies of France nor Poland. Please pull your military. If you like, you can take your military to wherever you like, but leave our territory and go. Manipulating our elections, manipulating everything we do, sabotaging our economy. Whenever European economy starts growing, US will find a pretext to throw sanctions on a country that we are doing business with. Putting our economy under control, destroying all our military industries, making the Europeans to rely on American industry. Tomorrow, Trump will come and tell us American first. America has been forced since day one. America has been forced since after Second World War. We all are NATO, but you are the only person building military all over the planet of NATO countries. No NATO country have military around United States or inside US. No NATO country have military there. We are protecting each other. It's not so. You protect on my own territory, I protect on your territory. You mingle in my election, I mingle in your election. You mingle in our politics, I mingle in yours. No. You only keep on pushing to Europe, calling us all sorts of names, telling Europeans how the Europeans are not doing American war after that France could have been speaking German today if at all America didn't come in. What did America do? Why America keep on manipulating the real history? Did America liberated only, even they liberated only France and came into part of German? But the Russia they are trying to push around today, Russia liberated themselves, liberated all the whole Baltic states, liberated all the whole East European countries, and entered Berlin. You guys have never, ever, ever tell the world the simple truth. And on that Second World War, nobody talks about Africa. Africa lost no less than 3 million soldiers in Second World War. Nobody have ever told you that story. That story is under the carpet. America will never, any day they are doing their World War remembrance, they will never invite any African nation. But I'm telling you guys now that don't remember us for what we did. The bigger wars are about to come. By that time, we will not fight to support Europe, not to support the US. Rather, we will fight to kick your ass out of Africa. We will fight to kick your ass out of Africa and tell you to go to hell. You don't know how to fight. You can't even win Iraq nor Afghanistan or come on. Why don't you go to war alone if you are powerful enough? Only debunking, destroying the economy of the entire planet, only for you to remain as number one. Telling us American force, bringing war to Europe. Now pushing Ukraine to go after Russia. When you provoke Russia now, then the news, the mainstream media, the CNN of United States will try to narrate that news where it will suit only your people. The largest terrorist country, the largest threat to mankind today is United States. Worse than Hitler. Worse than Hitler. I have to tell you the fucking truth. You guys are worse because pressing hand to a nuclear state, you are worse than Hitler. Because I'm telling you the simple truth. Russia may not have money. They don't have enough economy. Their militaries are not strong like US. But I quote you right. If you shoot them one bullet, they will respond with 30 nuclear warheads. That's why you are the most terrorist country on planet, daring Russia to destroy the planet. Daring Russia to destroy the planet. I just do inform my friends that these guys, if you read the original history of Hitler, you will notice that America supported Hitler. United States funded Hitler. United States borrowed Hitler money because they know they were too hungry to become world power. And the people holding the world power is the Europeans. America borrowed Hitler money to prop up his military. They used their CIA, MI5, MI6 to manipulate Germany into war for Europe to kill themselves, because the proverb that normally says the best way to fight world powers is to bring the two world powers to fight each other and destroy themselves. And then you will emerge as the leader. Even America joined the Second World War when the war is already over. When the war is already over, they will tell you we win the Japanese. Let me correct that story. Let me correct that history. I am thanking my God today that he made it possible for me to see the daylight in German, to have brain to be able to read history. I mean, not Hollywood own, Hollywood CIA manipulated history. I mean, German history, unedited, undiluted history. The Japanese war with the US, Africa lose no less than, if I'm not mistaken, 1.something million soldiers. You may not believe it. Keep on researching for it, you will see it. Africans, if you go, the remaining people in northern part of Nigeria, the northerners, go to YouTube, search for, they call it forgotten soldiers of Second World War and Japanese War. You will hear the Nigerians, old people, mentioning the names of cities in Thailand, in Philippines, in Japanese country. They will tell you every street in Japan. Nigeria, Africa lost 1 point something million soldiers in Japanese war. America fought Japanese, they could not win the Japanese people. Even the conquering of Japan that everybody knows is because of the Soviet. America meets Soviet Union, begs Soviet to get involved. Do you know why America nuked Japan? Do you know why United States nuked Japan when the war is already over? They nuked Japan to keep the Russians out of Japan, that this territory belongs to us. We have the weapon that it doesn't have. That's why they nuked Japan to send message to Soviet Union. Because after Soviet helped America, they don't want to leave. America down throw that 2 bombs for Soviet to withdraw. And Soviet withdraw and hold on one peninsula. But those African people that died in those wars, they mean nothing for this planet. America have never ever mentioned that somebody helped them to conquer the Japanese. They could not even win the Japanese people. The Japanese that tried to invade Soviet Union before the war with the US, they couldn't invade. Soviet crushed them. America couldn't win them with all the whole aircraft carriers they are moving with this large military. Even Hitler deal with America. When America tried to join the Second World War in North Africa, Hitler wiped out 3 battalions under 4 hours. I said Operation Sweep, wipe them. It is the England people that called America. That is not the way to fight, because the people that know how to fight war are the Western people, Western world. I mean the Europeans. They called the Americans. You don't fight that way. You have to build strategy. That is how to fight a war. And the generals from London now started commanding the American military to fight that war. Even they used the African people to kick the ass of Hitler out of Africa. They will not tell you that story. The only country that started today to reveal indirectly, to show, is France. Just invite some, just do it like, just play down on them. You will play down on Africa today, but the bigger war, America will bring a bigger war again. Because they would not like to lose this power. As China is propping up, India is going up, Brazil is going up. Ooh, it's no go area for United States. And for US to fall back, they will try to draw the entire planet with them. There come the bigger war. Unless the Europeans made him to understand, young man, we are out of NATO and we are forming European army. And I am in support of European army. I want Franco-German to build an European army. Let America go away with this, their NATO virus. Look at the cost of military jet. What did I call it? Not civilian jet. Military jet fighter that is made for war, to combat, to fight, that you are producing a military jet fighter. It's like you are mapping out money that you will lose, throw away whenever war breaks out, because you will lose most of them. But those jets are costing billions of dollars. I said billions of tainted, wasted money. But all of a sudden, after building F-22, well-polished, shine, that the airport where it moves is always clean, Zoba, Russia went and built S-300 and make those jets obsolete. Now you call the whole NATO country, bring billion, I want to build on an invisible plane that is invisible. If nothing will see it, it will kill you and leave. And you will now find yourself, oh, I am dead, though. What killed me? Oh? And Russia went and built S-400. Duh. You will build jet fighter that will cost billions of dollars, and Russia will use weapon of $300,000 and waste that billion. You tell me that these people want to lead a nation. America first. Bring more money. Come to our company and buy. Saudi Arabia can kill whoever they want. In any embassy, anybody, if you go to any embassy, if your country like, they can squash you, they can use you and do my. As far as America is sucking the oil. We will not talk anything. Keep on killing people, destroying as you like, tearing human being, using knife to scatter people's body inside the embassy. If at all that is Iran that killed an opposition in their embassy, even though in Equatorial Guinea embassy, oh my God, in the next 2 hours, United Security Council will be sitting and they will be telling you how they will go and teach Iran a lesson. Is it not so? No, if at all that is the Syrian people that are shooting ordinary people in their borders. Oh my God. Europe will have to go there for humanitarian help now. NATO need to give the people humanitarian help, bombard them. Yes. Look at Africa. If you come into Nigeria, they are killing the Biafrans like nothing. People are dying like cockroach. As far as American interest is protected, you can go ahead and do whatever you like. Who go talk now? We they talk now. One agwo sịrị snake telling children, any place you see hole, oh boy, put head. Now people like us, they fight, they fear inside hole. So ebe ole nwere ọnụ eze ka eti isi ọ ndị ka anyị nwa ka a na-aza eze n'ọnụ now. That's what America is telling to tell the world. Anything that is against their own interest is against the international community. Any other thing apart of that is not international community. They have they have turned, how will I use the word? I don't know how to call it. They have turned everything to politics. Nobody is allowed to rule any international organization if you are not handpicked by United States. Do you know that every country that belongs to NATO, that country is not allowed to choose their defense minister and defense secretary? Any country that signed to join NATO, it is the Americans that handpick their general that will be the head of defense in their country. And that person will be taking order from Washington, not from their president, giving out your sovereignty to US to think for you and know when to use your military. And half of all the whole Baltic states under NATO, all their navy power. No be now if the nationals that are inside that navy are 100, if people that are inside that navy are 100, the national people, the indigenous people, are not up to 5. The rest are Americans. That's how they operate. So we should raise our voice, tell the world the game that NATO is trying to play in Russian border, pushing Ukraine to enter inside Russian waters, is not advisable. It's not welcomed. I will tell Russia, if Russian people are listening to this program, or if you come across or listening today or tomorrow, defend your border with all alacrity. If Ukraine dare to cross again, do it the way Israel does it. What did I say? The way Israel does it in their borders, do it that way in their own borders. If they trespass, blow up that fucking ship. They don't have money to feed. But if they lose enough sheep, let me see where Washington will. Maybe Washington will now give them second-hand one. Not for free, they will buy it. Look at the economy of Ukraine. Since you have started working against the Russia Federation, your brother, look at your economy. Common one granite from Ukraine, I can't find it in German market. I can't even find it in United States store. You will still try to smuggle into Russia. Useless animals that they are thinking faculty. Do you know what? If you know any Ukrainian around you, any person from Ukraine, it's like all of them has mental disorder. Their thinking faculties are behuke, it's bended one side. How can a nation allow somebody to advise you how to live with your neighbor that you, oh my God. Militaries are no longer working in Ukraine. It's now the neo-Nazis that are taking over. And the same neo-Nazi that Americans are propping up in Germany, sponsoring them, paying them, arming them in Germany. So that whenever the German government start going against the Americans, look at what is happening in France. The little problem that France and America has, look at the street of France. Have you watched your television? That is the game Americans, they tell you, don't mess up with us. If you try to mess up, we'll mess up with your city. The simple protest that started with price, fuel price, infiltrators have already entered. They are now turning France into Ukraine, like Maidan. Just turn your television or go to internet and watch it. Fire is burning over France, all over France, to tell you that this country is #1 terrorist on planet. United States is the #1 terrorist operating legally on planet. And I don't know why my money should flow to that country to buy anything. That's why I love the Germans. Keep on producing our military hardware. Never you buy F-15 or F-35 or whatever they call it, invisible, whatever. These things now wash. Russians, technologically, military technology, Russians are 10, 15 years ahead of America. They don't have money. We know that one very well. The economy is too small. We know that one very well. But in terms of tech, they are 15 years ahead US. The same United States that stayed in Hollywood and acted a film, how they landed in moon. People that cannot, they can only produce radio around that time. They don't even have a fighter jet that can fly from Texas to Washington without landing, build something, everything, and went to moon and come back. Do you know the news today? Russians said they are going to send their own spy rocket into moon to survey and search the footsteps of America if they dare landed there for once. We know that it's Hollywood. They didn't go anywhere. They only want to make pride. These people are big mouth. Just they has nothing. If you go to NASA, America is telling you NASA. If you go to NASA, 75% of NASA workers, hardcore engineers, are Germans. Germans have revealed everything. All their technology, American technology, is not American tech. It's a United Front tech, world technology they are using to blow their whistle, blow their mouth. If everybody starts withdrawing their tech or their people there, you will see that these people are nothing but ebono. They only know how to suck blood. They don't have values. Police will pick up gun and they will blow up every black man moving on the street in US. That's why I said, even though you give me $50 million cash, buy flight ticket, going and coming back first class, buy 70-star hotel, just for me to pay visit in US. Me, to visit, even though for 3 seconds, over my dead body. I will never visit that country that sucked the blood of black people. They have been using our people, their children, to catch their crocodiles, and today their policemen are on the street hunting our people like animals. Hunting our people. Just the last news that just came in. A white man was shooting in a shopping mall. Police stormed that place. Whom did they kill? Security man, black man, security officer, standing, guiding the shop where he's supposed to guide. They gunned him down and said highly likely that he wasn't the shooter. Highly likely. And today they want to spread that terror of killing all over the planet. Kill as you like. Who talks, who cares? It's nobody's business. Do it as you want. Now they want to bring war to Europe. Do you know what? I so much love Putin. Do you know why I love Putin? People may misunderstand me. I know that Russians do kill Nigerians and kill Africans. Their citizens. But Putin, that man is short. I will tell you that it would be nice for somebody to be a lawyer. After studying law, you join military intelligence. After military intelligence, you serve in secret service. From secret service, you now become president. If at all Putin didn't pass through all those steps, I think Europe today will be living in begging. they will be begging for food to eat. Because what America is doing, if you do 1/4 of it to US, they will go to war. But Putin will see all those things, remain quiet, laugh over it, remain very polite upon they are sitting on top of the thing that will wipe up the planet. Do you know that Germans are telling us that the bomb that America threw in Japan, and they are bragging, there is one rocket in Russia, they call it SS Saturn. The international name is SS-10, SS what? SS Saturn. They call it Saturn. Ekwesu. They say that one rocket of these Russian people carries 10 nuclear warhead. One rocket carry 10 nuclear warhead. And in that 10 nuclear warhead, one of the warhead out of the 10 is 10 times the nuclear bomb that blew up in Japan. Did you get that? That the rocket of the Russians they call Saturn, one of it carry 10 nuclear warhead. And one warhead out of the 10 is 10 times what America dropped in Japan. So you should know where my worry lies. Whoever that is claiming brew, making big man, war have not break out. If Russia wants, they may do preemptive strike, and you won't even have the second option to retaliate. And they are building their air defense, building it to the standard that the world is catching fever. There is a leaked information that the man leaked from Russia. He's one of their military intelligence MP. Do you know what he said? He said that the world are talking about Russian S-300, S-400, S-500, that Russia has already built S-700. And this S-700 is still in the making, that if they finish, that will mean no fly zone. Russia can stay in Russia and declare no fly zone in Germany. That nothing will fly out of German airport. They will declare no fly zone in your territory while sitting in their own country to tell you you don't dare fly up. And their rockets are not Mach 5, Mach 6, Mach 10. This is getting to Mach 78. It means when fired under 70 seconds, it has already knocked out something in German. So let us make our place, this world, a very peaceful place. And for us to do it, we must do whatever we must do to see that America goes down in peace. They must go down, but they will go down in peace. Their reputation is no longer bearable. They have destroyed the world, keep on destroying the world, giving sanctions like, say, sharing cakes, keeping hand on Africa, not Africa to grow, pressing Europe to go to war, doing everything, daring North Korea to fire, entering into Chinese waters, creating problems, bringing two brothers together to fight each other, putting commotion and division within two people is no longer acceptable. And we must surely raise voice against it. We don't want it, and we don't want it. They can go to hell. If you go to Middle East is now the largest cemetery on planet. Middle East is the largest cemetery on planet. Nobody is talking about this one. The largest cemetery on planet is in Middle East. Those things should be unacceptable, my people. And we all should condemn it. How do we condemn it? Share this video. Like my program. Like my channel. Welcome to Mirror Africa again. Thank you. God bless you. Remain blessed. And don't forget the last program I made about the division of Africa. If you are using Twitter, start tweeting about it. Tweet about Africa. That those that claim that African continent belongs to them should come out and withdraw from it. And our leaders, both the ones already ruled and the ones about to rule, should denounce the division of Africa. We all are human beings. Nobody should own us nor own our territory outside our continent. You should own yourself, own your property, own your family, and your family owns you. That's my message. God bless you, my people. Remain blessed. Peace, you. I love you, people. Hmm? Awara kira kina kini yo. Lotta Shakudegwu herself. Now, not to fight how to. So, Joe, yes, it is okay. What's going on? Twitch edit. Ukraine military navy are pressing hard to break into Russian territory, and it's like they have exchanged fire because the NATO and America and Britain and Canada militaries are already there, pressing for war to break out in that part of the world. So I'm afraid of nuclear war. That's why I'm making this video for our people to denounce those things, you know. So let me see how many questions. So that's all. I think so. So we have to call it a day. We should close. So how do I close it now? They fight with this thing every time I finish from my cell phone to close it. Okay, so let me see. That, yep. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes.